G'day. Hope you've enjoyed what I've been putting up on the channel, and please do subscribe and give it the thumbs up because it does help. And don't forget to leave comments because I'd really like to know what topics you'd like me to talk about. Okay, this one is a very personal one and it's about losing weight. I'd like to impart to you my knowledge that I've gained about the topic and my feelings on it and the truth behind it. So this is not scripted, so I'll just go for it. First of all, the truth behind losing weight. The truth is, in my understanding, there is no one way to lose weight. What works for one person will not necessarily work for another, and what works for one person will not even necessarily work for them in 10 years' time. It's a sad fact, but as we get older, our metabolism generally slows down, and things, I know the chemistry changes, things no longer act the way they used to. So I'll go through this sequentially from my memory of the different times I've lost weight. I think it was at school I was actually very thin, and as I got a little bit older as a kid I was a bit chubbier. So I pretty well stayed that way until my mid to late teens, and then I decided to lose some weight. So in that instance, all I did was switch from full cream milk in my coffee to skim milk or powdered milk, sunshine milk actually, and you just mix it up. So I had that, and I was trying to think yesterday, I think I also went on to the artificial sugar in packets, whatever it was. But I would, knowing what I know now, highly avoid going on any artificial sugar, even for short-term benefits. Well, that's going to be your call, but the reason I stopped was I found out that in tests it was causing brain tumours in rats. So if it would do that to rats, then perhaps it might do it to humans. Excuse me. So the only thing really I did, and I lost weight. I lost heaps of weight. I wasn't exercising anymore, but of course being younger I was more active, and I think that's the key. Where I am at in life now, I'm not that active, and I guess that is a factor. Now, the thing that gets me is people saying, everyone's a specialist in this world, and they will say, oh, if you want to lose weight, then just, drop your calories and do a lot of exercise. Well, I'm not saying that doesn't work. That probably is a good general guideline, but it's also not necessarily your calorie intake. It's more the food intake. Okay, I'll go on to the next phase of when I lost weight. Something I did a number of times to give any diet a kick-off was the Israeli army diet. You can Google that. It's a really hard thing to do. It's by memory it's 2 days of apples, one type of apple only. You can have them any way you want, stewed, raw. I just had them raw. So you've got 2 days of that plus water. No dairy at all, no coffee. You can have black coffee, but if you're like me, I'd actually go without coffee than have black coffee. And then it was 2 days of one type of cheese only, done any way you want. So that wasn't as bad for me because I like melted cheese. Then there was one type of meat, which I chose chicken usually. One time I chose turkey. Don't choose turkey for 2 days because you will end up in the toilet a lot. Can make you lose a little bit of weight in that way only. And then one type of, I think it was fruit or vegetables, I can't remember. But look it up. some people call it something different, but that's what it's originally called, the Israeli Army diet. And it turns out that apparently it's not a diet that the Israeli Army uses anyway, but that's what. So that, yeah, that always a couple of kilos, 2 to 4 kilos maybe, a couple of pounds would drop off, but then you've got to look at the big picture of like how to keep that off or how to continue getting rid of the weight. Now I'll bring you to the one thing that had the most impact, and that was about 20 years ago, so I was about 30. All I did was not combine fats and carbohydrates in the same meal. That is all I did. Nothing else. I wasn't never at any of these stages did I do exercise especially. Okay, I was also a little bit more active than I am now, but not incredibly so. And I tell you what, the weight just fell off me. In fact, I was always going to write a book about it, but look, you know, if I can help people by telling them about it, then that's reward enough, I think. So that worked for me very well. I lost 25 kilograms in 6 weeks. Okay, I'll say that again. I lost 25 kilograms in 6 weeks. And that's all I did. I didn't have fats and carbs in the same meal. Now there's a bonus to this too, because you can have, well, this is how I found, you can have fats for your dinner, say, but just wait an hour before you have any sweets. Okay, it does work. I'm not sure how it works. I know the fats are stored by the carbs, so that's basically how it worked, but it just fell off me. And it was awesome. Absolutely awesome, except it came to the point where if I hadn't seen people for ages, they'd say, "Steve, have you lost weight? Have you been sick?" No, I haven't been sick, it's deliberate. It also came to the point where I started to worry because I kept losing weight, even after I stopped doing the fats and carbs not combined. So then I, believe it or not, started to try and deliberately put weight back on because I thought, what have I started? Anyway, I know at the time I had a girlfriend that size 6 jeans, and I was able to fit into them. Mind you, I didn't keep wearing female jeans, but it was a good exercise. Yeah, so that was bloody awesome. So, hey, look, try that if it works for you. The thing is, as I've found, nothing's consistent. What works for you 1 year, as I said, will not necessarily work for you 10 or 20 years' time. Another thing I did try about 10 years' time with limited success was eating small meals on a regular basis. So I would often use a can of tuna or salmon and just have that as a snack every 4 hours or what have you. I lost a few kilos, maybe 2 to 4 kilos, but then it plateaued. And that took about 3 months to really lose anything. But then it just plateaued, so no matter how long I continued, I didn't lose any more weight. So, yep, look, you'll get the other school, it'll say, you know, if you just eat once a day, that's better because you're not producing insulin, except for once a day. Who do you believe? So that's what I'm saying. I believe the truth to be, there is no one answer that applies to everyone that will work for everyone. And certainly will not work for them every time throughout their life they try it. So, look, I just get really depressed sometimes when, for example, on Facebook someone might have a picture of a big cake or a pizza or whatever, and I know they don't mean harm by it, but they might tag me in that and say, "Hey Steve, this would really suit you." This is the part that annoys the crap out of me, is every fat person people think they must eat like a pig. They're eating, 14 pies a day. I've never eaten like a pig. Probably the worst thing I've ever done is eat big meals at night. But then some people are saying that's what you should do. I don't know. My point is not about suggesting what will work. It's just suggesting find something that will work for you. Okay? in the process try and always eat organic food. I know it's more expensive, but this garbage they sell in the supermarkets is just simply that, garbage. And you'll find that, like me, you can eat vegetables. Suddenly they have a miraculous better taste because they're not stored for 2 years. So that's about it in a nutshell. I wish you every success, and by all means, if you have any questions about what I've said, just drop me a line and see if I can help. But yeah, I think there was something else I was going to say about that, but maybe I'll make
Hi, look, I've had to jump into my own video here because I just remembered one of the key aspects in what I was saying about losing weight. And this is more so important with people once they get a bit of age on them. Something I've recently discovered. Hormones are a very important key to whether or not you can lose weight easily. A friend of mine, Bill, who's a bodybuilder, well, not as a profession, but he was the one that enlightened me about it recently. He's been working out for a year to pump up the muscles he already had anyway. Then he plateaued. And apparently it's the same thing with losing weight. Now he found, and subsequently I had my levels investigated, testosterone level is way low. Which means you've got low testosterone, you've got high estrogen. And what does estrogen do? Well, unfortunately, once you get to start aging as a man, you get the man boobs and you get the pot belly, and it makes it very hard to lose your metabolism. Mine personally, for years now, has slowed right down, and I'm desperately looking for something to speed it up sufficiently. I'm having lemon in water every morning. But look, here's the thing. Okay, check your metabolism. Make sure your doctor checks your estrogen and your testosterone levels, because if you've got a high estrogen, you're not going to be able to lose weight. And even eating like a sparrow the last month, I've been losing weight. I check once a week only my weight, but initially I lost a couple of kilos, and after that I've only lost on average 200 grams a week. And in fact, yesterday when I weighed myself, I'd gone up a little bit. So yep, it's a problem. It's not easy, and it's something that people carrying a bit of weight can understand, but the average person probably can't. Although in the Western world the average person is overweight, so what do you do? Okay, yep, check that, research it a bit more. You'll find that that's preventing weight. If you've tried everything, then certainly look into that. In my case though, even though I'm below the minimum level on the blood test for testosterone, the Australian government has very recently brought in a new lower limit. It's not even showing on the blood test. You now have to be 6 instead of 11, which was the minimum. So I don't qualify for any hormone replacement therapy. So given that it seems to be extremely difficult to get anything that will boost your testosterone, I mean, I've researched information about even eating fat and meat can help you boost it. So given that it's difficult, I'm looking at the other end of the scale where I need to reduce my estrogen levels, and it's not that easy either. Anyway, thought I'd throw that in at the end of the video because it was relevant. So please give me feedback below and tell me what your experiences are. Thank you.